It's a dope move.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game.
What up, everybody? It is that time of the week. That's right. It is Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk about all things sports, everything else around it. I am J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend. The reason why this podcast is called what it is, Big Game James. What up, dude?
Stogs, what's happening, man? Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. So he getting in quick. I love it.
Hey, that fool started a countdown, dog. He texted me about y'all on in this minute. Well, thanks for letting me know because I was sitting on my ass. Hey, man, make sure when y'all first come up here, hit that thumbs up, man. Let's get the algorithm rolling. Let's get them rolling. We need the views. Let's go.
That's right. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, your loved ones, your families, and of course your frenemies, because without the hate, we don't elevate. So make sure that you let them know what is the deal. Hey, Ron, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's get it. I know it. Let's get it. Again, make sure that you hit that. And of course, if you don't have a chance to catch us live on Thursday nights, you can always listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. There's a bunch of them out there. We are there. Check us out. Hit us in the comments because we, like you just saw, we will hit you back. Man, what we doing?
Figuratively and literally. Shit, what we doing? We doing the 4 downs, baby. Let's go.
It's time for the 4 downs. That's right. The hottest sports news around. BGSB presents 4 downs.
That's right. These are the items that we look at and say, hey, you know what? Let's talk about those. So, man, look, we got to get into it. National championship for the college football crown. It was won by the Ohio State.
Man, my kids are doing that during the whole game. I wanted to punch both of them in the throat. Ohio State, whatever the hell they were saying. I really hit both of them in their neck, man.
I'm just saying, look, first of all, the real question is, and I think we can say one of them deserved it to be there. Can we say both deserve to be there?
They both deserve to be there.
Okay.
It wasn't like when TCU got blown out by Georgia.
We're doing that?
It is what it is, homeboy. Don't get mad. I didn't give that many goddamn points in the game. Don't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I think TCU is still getting scored on right now as we speak.
We need to stop with that.
Okay.
We need to stop with that.
We'll stop. My bad.
You won't stop. Yeah, see, that part.
No, but look at the game. It was a boring game for a while. Really was to me. It was boring. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a fight early on. Notre Dame did show a little charisma and come back. Should make it a good game, a decent game. But I wouldn't look at that game and say, you know what, damn, The two wrong teams made it here, man. Notre Dame didn't. Notre
Mhm.
Dame deserved to get there. They earned their spot in the game. I just think we had to speak volumes for what Ohio State did on
Yeah.
their run of getting better this year, and they capitalized on the moment, man. And I will say this: the Ohio State University, at the end of the day, was the best college football team and got hot at the right time. They just really peaked at the right time, Jay.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this. What up, Wallace? Good to see you, brother.
Wallace, where you behind, dog? Good to see you, brother. Sorry. Keep going, Stogs.
I'll say this. It was boring. I actually flipped over and watched Monday Night Raw with my daughter because she wanted to watch that. And it just, I kept checking the score. I don't know what you're playing there, but we kept checking the score. But from the outset, you could see that Ohio State, it was like Georgia playing TCU. They were on a mission. Ever since, and I'll say it like this, because when they beat down the number one team in the nation, okay?
Oregon? The Oregon game?
Oregon, yes.
Okay.
When they beat them down, and they beat them soundly, like it wasn't even close. And they said how they were going to beat them, and they did it. Man, I mean, it's just, they seem faster. They seem to want it more. They seem to hit it more. It just seemed like, yo, we're here. Where are you?
They were faster. You're right, Jay. They were more physical. Like I said, this team peaked at the right time. And
congrats on your move.
And at the same time,
yeah,
I honestly think, and I know we talked on this before, and I keep harping on it. When they lost to Michigan, I think everyone else is ready to just write them off that the season was over, that Ohio State was going to do what they've done in the past couple seasons.
Yeah.
But to me, that was their rallying cry and the changing moment in that team. And it showed the way they played. They played with a purpose, man. And I was like, no one, I would say this, and anyone else, I know people out there argue with me because a lot of them are fanboys and they love their teams. Like, man, my team wouldn't play them. My team wouldn't schedule. Man, Ohio State was going to whip ass with whoever they played.
Yes.
Once the playoffs started, it does not matter who they played. They were going to kick butt, take names, and put everybody on notice. Is what Ohio State did.
And that's why I equated to the Georgia run, where it didn't matter who was in front of them. Ohio State, with the coach who has the most punchable face in all of America, was going to win. He does.
But you know what? Why I'm laughing, Jay? Because when you said that last week on the show, and then the game came around on Monday, and his face came up on the TV, I'm dying laughing. Like my people in my house look at me like, what the hell is he laughing? What's funny? It's just the coach on TV. All I see is his face getting like, brr. What you said, bro. I just couldn't unsee it. I just like,
I mean, dude, he has like his beard is painted black. Like, I don't know if he has like, I don't know if that's 00 black that he's using with the brush on. Man,
might be that China black.
You know, it might be
black is black. The China black is black.
Clearly, I don't use that.
Hell, shit. Well, man, neither do I. I might need.
All I'm saying is, but I think it's just the fact, and I will say this: he's kind of he was a good sport when they brought in the Lou Holtz, guy with the mask on in the interview. He was like, "Oh, okay, we're going to do this again." Yes, because you made that statement. But all that aside, Ohio State came to play the game. They came prepared to play the game. Not to say that Notre Dame didn't, but I think you could definitely see the difference. And I'm going to say this, in talent between the two teams. I think you saw a difference in talent in the two teams, especially on the offensive side, as opposed to Notre Dame's defense.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. And again, I didn't have to watch the whole game to see that.
You didn't, man. I was giving you a hard time, Broham.
It's all good.
You didn't miss anything, man. But like I said, I wanted to see a more competitive game early on, and it was a little bit different. But at the same time, I think the two correct teams got there because they both earned it. They both played well. But the better team at the end of the day won. But J-Stogs, that being said, looking at the whole picture after the game, the final season rankings of the 2024 season came out, and looking at these rankings, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. How do you feel the committee did of getting this top 25 for end of the year?
You know, here's the thing I feel about it, and I'm gonna be real honest, is as long as the right team won, I'm good with that. I mean, I'm looking at these rankings. It doesn't make sense to me.
Does part of you not even care because of the championship game already happened? You know who the best team was. The hell doesn't with the rest of it. What do you mean it doesn't? Why do you say it doesn't make sense when you look at these rankings and how it went down?
Tell me what makes sense to you then.
No. I'm saying what doesn't make sense, and then maybe I could tell you why I think it does make sense.
Well, okay. Let me see. Let me pull up the right ones because
I have it. Because I have it right here. And
well, who do you have as number one?
Well, if you go from number one is Ohio State. They won the national championship.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
2 is Notre Dame. 3 is Oregon. 4 is Texas. 5 is Penn State. 6 is Georgia. And so far, so good because these are the teams that made the tournament, the playoffs.
Right.
And they lost. Tennessee is 9. Indiana 10. Ole Miss 11. Now, some may argue that say Ole Miss should be above Indiana but still overall record doesn't change. SMU dropped all the way down to 12, which after the way they got drugged by Penn State is understandable. BYU at 13. Maybe I think Clemson might be able to be a game above them, but they only lost 2 games. You get that. Clemson, Iowa State,
above BYU.
Illinois, Alabama, South Carolina, Syracuse, Army, Missouri, that school that wears red down south out in the desert, Memphis, and then Colorado. So I don't see all those teams were viable. A lot of them played well and showed well in their bowl games. Besides Colorado, got their behinds kicked by BYU, which is the 13th ranked team in the country according to this. So that's the case. Colorado fell where they should have. I think this is fine, and part of it doesn't even matter. It's a guide to kind of reward you on what happened. From here on out, the college coaches are on the road trying to find the next batch of talent and about to be ready to prepare for next season. So it's a little bit of a measuring stick, but I don't think it's a big deal.
No, it's to me is not, and I'll say it like this, man. I'm happy that Colorado's in the top 25. I think also when you look at this, and especially with the AP and the coaches poll, hey, it's pretty much side by side, 8 and 9 between Tennessee and Boise State, interchangeable, but everyone else is pretty much there. Ole Miss for the coaches is 13, on the AP is 11, but at that point, who cares? As long as the champ is who it is, I'm good with that. What it is, BJJ. I'm gonna get it right. J-Stogs. I don't know what you do, where we at, where you be with. Hey, you know what it is.
Granddad's welcome, bro. Hey, this is. I forgot the hell I was about to say. I really did, just that fast. Fuck. All right, my bad. Never mind. Thought was there.
I think. Well, again, Army is in the top 25. I'm happy about that because they had a great season. Again, Colorado's in the top 25 in both polls, so I'm glad about that. All this Deion hate has to stop. It just has to.
It's not. You know what? I ran into a store the other day to get something, and lady goes, "Hey, who do you think is going to be the next Cowboys coach?" I sure hope it's not Deion. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Like, I was like, you don't have to worry about Deion being the coach because Jerry doesn't want anybody that's more popular than him. And she's like, oh, you're right there. And I was like, even fans know, but how would you fix him out to say something that's stupid? Anyway.
Because people do that. So speaking of, let's get to that second down because I think we're pretty good on this, on the rankings. in a national championship game.
Yeah, if they got people got
gonna
anything to add it. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hit that
Put
thumbs
it
up,
in there.
everybody. Come on, let's go. Hit that thumbs
Because we need to talk about the NFL hires, the newest NFL hires that are going on right now. And there's been a bevy, a swirl of coaches being hired. I mean, we can shotgun it. You tell me which ones you want to go through. I mean, hey, where you want to start.
So, like right now, the only teams that haven't filled a position yet, I believe, are the Raiders, the Jags, and the Cowboys. Is that right?
Yes.
Aaron Glenn is to the Jets. Ben Johnson to Chicago. We know Vrabel is in New England with the Patriots.
New England. Yep.
And that was it. Pete Carroll's name has come up. I'm sure that's interesting to you. And I believe Robert Saleh is now, according to a source here on X, about to sign a deal with the 49ers to become their defensive coordinator.
DC again. Yeah. Either DC again.
So, interesting jobs. I'll start with this one, man. For me, the most intriguing thing that I saw, and the Saints still need a coach. Why the hell did Aaron Glenn take the Jets job? Don't read that like that. I see your face. You're trying to read what Granddaughter put. It's just a bad joke. I saw your face whole change. You couldn't even answer the question because you're trying to read the chat.
Barry Johnson. I love the chat. I love it.
Come on, bro.
He's gonna be DC.
Pete Carroll name did come up, Sherm, about interviewing for something with the 49ers in that capacity. But this just came up on the NFL thread that I followed that it's going to be Robert Saleh. Nothing's official, and I'm on ESPN right now while we talk, and I don't see it being in stone, but it says it's just his sources say.
Yeah. And my 49er guy, he sent me some. He actually sent that to me, and so I'm pretty much. I would say I'm about 83% that he's there. 83% that he's there, and a lot of 49er fans have actually been wanting him to come back, especially after this last iteration of DC that they had, and they also talked about. I said, well, hey, what else do you think do you think this is something that's going to put you over the top? And he said, yeah, probably a strength and conditioning coach as well.
Damn.
Just saying. But yeah, man, I think your question was,
what made the Jets job appealing for Aaron Glenn? It just that one kind of struck me a little bit. I don't know why.
I think it's the fact that if you look at all the jobs that are out there, that is probably one where he has the most control and has the best defense.
Okay.
Out of the open jobs. And he's a defense guy.
You think that defense is better than the Saints defense? Right
now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure. You also have an opportunity to get another quarterback, right?
He is not from New York, Granddaughter, but yes, he did play.
He got drafted by him.
Jets. Yeah,
he got drafted by him, didn't he?
He's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He played at A&M, Texas A&M. Got drafted by the Jets.
How long is this?
I remember you got to read that out loud because when we do the audio on Spotify, it just sounds like you mumbling, bro.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but notice how Flores got a couple of interviews, but no one is going to hire and no one is hire him as long as he's doing the NFL. Where was he though? He's
the DC in Minnesota with the Vikings.
That's what I thought.
That's why I think he needs to just let it run its course and handle your DC jobs right now, man. I think it's gonna be a minute before he gets a job, and I'm not trying to be funny. It's only so many black faces that's really gonna get a legit chance, 1 or 2 a year at the most. They hired Aaron Glenn. No other black coach will be hired right now. Maybe Anthony Lynn's come up. It's come up, but that's just me, Jay. I don't see it happening. I don't like making it about race, but at the same time, look at the NFL. Look at the amount of black head coaches you have out of the 32 teams. You know, Tampa Bay won a championship, and you still got fools in Tampa that want Todd Bowles fired. But they wouldn't have said that if it was John Gruden with the same record and same team. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, you know, and I mean, hey, also AG may have a say of who the GM is. I don't think so.
That would be interesting as hell if the coach helped pick the GM.
Yeah, I
That
don't
would
think
be
he's
new.
going to have that. Yeah, that will be new, and especially just what you just said. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the owner likes to play, you know, too much into that piece. So I think he still wants to, you know, and bringing it back to Cowboys, Jerry said this, and it makes total sense now to me when he said, I bought the Cowboys to run the Cowboys, and I don't want anybody else. He said, that's the fun part for me. I bought it. He said, I bought my job, which is being a GM. He said he bought his job. He bought the Cowboys to run it.
He's had his fun. What's this? A rich person's toy? You had fun, but really at the end of the day, it is okay. You bought a team to give you a job, but even at some point in time, people retire from that job. You need to move the hell out the way and get out your own way. At the same time, it's not about just what you want.
I understand what you're saying. Flores got the Pats cloud over him too. He failed in Miami. Miami was okay. The Patriots job was.
He did fine. He did fine in New England when he was at DC before he got the Miami job. He was a fine defensive coordinator in New England. I don't think anything wrong went there, but the way things went in Miami, I think just like you said earlier, Grandize, I don't think people are going to touch that for a while. I think Flores is going to be stuck in a DC type of job for a minute here.
Well,
go ahead, Jay. My bad.
Well, I was going to say the thing about New England was that, you know, he's now contributed or a part of that cloud that, okay, once Tom Brady left, now they're not as good. He's associated with that. Hey, I get it, but he's associated with it. So now he's got that cloud. You go to Miami, they look horrible. And you're suing, you know, the NFL, like you said. And so, yeah, it's going to be a tough road for him. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it will be. You think Marcus Freeman will get a chance eventually? If he's maybe.
He will. If that's what he wants to do, I think just because he's young, he's had success. I think that there'll be a team that will pull him from the college ranks to give him a chance. And he worked in the NFL before as I think it was on the 49er staff, I think it was.
Yeah, but also remember, you know, he's young. He's 38 years old. He's a young guy.
Okay. What's your boy's name on the McVay? McVay's in his 30s.
McVay's in his 30s.
He's young. Ben Johnson, how old is he that just got hired by Detroit? I mean,
Ben Johnson, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But if you still look around the league, there was a run of wonderkins, right? We'll agree with that. There was a run of wonderkins, and then it just went disastrously wrong. And then you had the retreads come back. Like,
what's wrong?
That's why Dan Quinn. Huh?
Shanahan is still out there. He's one of those young guns they said they hired. Kingsbury got interviews after he got fired from Arizona.
and he is head coaching where?
Well, I'm saying, but his name is up. He really can't interview right now because he's the coordinator in Washington and they're still playing.
Ain't nobody interviewing him.
All right, man.
No, nobody is legitimately interviewing him. The only person that you can really consider a wonderkin that's out there is maybe Kellen Moore. But remember, he had his slate before he went to Philly, and everyone was like, you know what? We're good. And so he was an OC. That's it. Let's see. Flores was not the DC, as in a true DC Belichick.
Yeah, you're right.
Belichick
You're right.
Calls that defense. Yeah, Flores held the job.
He had the label, and Belichick did what he did. Grandizer, you're right.
Sure. Let's see. Remember a few years ago, Chris Walker, defensive secondary coach, was set to get a head coaching job. He may be the secondary coach for the Cowboys now.
Al Harris isn't
He's
going anywhere.
out.
Because I think even
No.
whoever comes in, even if it's someone new, I think Jerry will make them keep Al Harris. Al Harris is one of the brightest defensive back coaches in the NFL right now, and he's a hot commodity under contract, though. I don't think the Cowboys let him go anywhere. If they're smart, they don't.
Look at Grandizer coming through with this. Okay, so Grandizer says, I heard today that the Saints are going to interview Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver tomorrow. Yeah, that's on the wire. But the thing about the Saints job is, man, it's in most of these jobs, I will tell you, are a dumpster fire. There's not a good job that you can say, you know what, this is the one. And then the other question is, how long would they last?
Well, depending on what you're doing, Mickey Loomis is still the GM in New Orleans, and whoever he hires, he's got to give them a legitimate chance to figure out what it is they can do. Because Dennis Allen made that team lose all of its identity. The Saints really have no identity. They used to be a defensive team. They'll go out to get Carr. They really don't have the weapons. Olave stayed hurt. They're missing the wide receiver pieces. Kamara, I mean, man.
Bad ownership, right,
Saints ownership is almost like the Cowboys ownership.
It is. Saints, Jets, Vegas. I mean, you look at these teams that do bad, and they are constantly in that top 12 and above.
That's the consistent. You're right.
Or top 10. Yeah, New York. I mean, it's just a bad. And I'm very surprised that Dable is still in New York. That surprises me. I'm just. But now, I love it.
Why that GM still has a job?
GM and coach, but I love it. I love it because that's 2 wins. That's 2 wins every year. That's 2 wins. Zion trying to get out of New Orleans dumpster fire.
That's a whole nother sport, but there's a dumpster fire over there too. Same ownership.
Man.
Family.
Look, we could. I know we could stay here. We got to keep moving on. Talk about dumpster fire. Lamar Jackson.
Shit.
I know you finna hit me with it.
Damn. I was on player. Damn. I wasn't even ready for that one, Stogs.
You got to keep up. You got to keep up. Lamar Jackson. Okay. For all intents and purposes, no one is blaming him for this loss. Is that fair?
Is it fair that he's not getting blamed?
Getting the blame or amount of blame he should, or should he be blamed?
Yeah, he owes some accountability, and I think he took that.
Yeah.
The fumble he had when he was trying to do too much on the scramble, he should have just taken the sack if he couldn't throw the ball away. And the inadvertent interception he had. But also play calling. Why wasn't Derrick Henry running more in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, it's a snow game. It's a cold game. I don't know. Is it really Lamar's fault? Hold on. Grandizer put this out here. You think these bad ownership teams going to have to hire a college coach and not a big name either? Most coaches won't touch those teams.
Grandizer, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Very good point.
At some point in time, and that's why those jobs are so dangerous and why so many coaches get bad raps, because the organization is so desperate at times because a lot of the better coaches won't touch that job. They have to settle for someone that's not necessarily ready at the time. Not that they can't be a head coach someday. And it's the same way young quarterbacks suffer when they go through those bad franchise teams. Those guys have done things so wrong for so long, they're constantly in need of that position. And they continually break down and tear down that position because they never want to bring in a coach that can develop that player along with anyone else on that team. And it's a repetitive cycle. So, I mean, think about for how long Cleveland is going through the quarterback market through drafts. You're like, what the hell is going on? Y'all ain't figured out. Maybe stop drafting quarterbacks. Draft other positions around and go bring a quarterback in later. Like, you have to figure out how to do it from inside out sometimes and not outside in. And that's boy. That's a good point, though, Grandazzer. I do believe that some of those teams are going to be strapped. They're going to have to find, or maybe they find those guys that were DCs once, because the Notre Dame defensive coordinator now is supposedly set to interview for some jobs because of the job he did on the defense, and I think he has some pro experience as well. So he may end up with an NFL job, and he may be one of those guys that got to do that.
True. Back to you, Sherm. Do I think it's Lamar's fault? Big Game points out at least 2 points there. 2 iterations where, ball security has not been Lamar's, best suit, his best piece. And this is where that question comes up. I agree with you, Big Game. Where was Derrick Henry in this game? Like,
and they tore my damn parlay card up because of that shit too. Thank you, Baltimore coordinator.
I mean,
I missed my damn 8 pick off of that and one other game. Jackasses.
And I mean, look, you can blame Andrews. A lot of people are, but there were a lot of mistakes that he made because he had a fumble, punch out, trying to do more than. And I get you want to do more. Hey, you had time.
Stop.
It's slippery.
That was the most perfect punch out I've seen.
It was.
In ages.
It was beautiful.
It was like that's what we call teaching tape. Like when you see plays like that from around the league, you go get a clip of it and you play it in your meeting room. That's now teaching tape. Hey, this is how we need y'all to punch the ball. I mean, it was like the perfect punch at the perfect time on the cutback. Yeah, you got the little laser pointer, like everybody's honed in. Like, all right, coach.
But let me tell you though, what I got to tell you this, Big Game, that when you go back and forth as a coach and they just rewind it and they play it and rewind it and they play it and they rewind and they do it at like 15, 20 times. Like, look at this. And they're talking while they're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm good. First 7 times, I'm good. I'm good, coach. I got it. I see it. I don't need the 25th time. I don't need the 26th time.
Yeah, you get them coaches that get trigger fingers. They get the itchy trigger finger. But hey man, stop playing this shit.
Damn, he dropped it. His fault. He did. Because hey, appreciate you coming in. Make sure that you hit that like. You know what I'm saying? That thumbs up. Yes, he dropped it. We know that he dropped it. He didn't take interviews. He went straight to the car because he knew what was going on.
And man, can I tell you something without being insensitive to people? Y'all know Mark Andrews,
baby. Go ahead.
No, Q ain't nobody coddling. It is what it is. But this motherfucker had to be on suicide watch that night. He was about ready to jump off the building or the bridge, whatever it was. This is the whole thing. At the end of the day, Andrews messed up. He dropped the ball. He got the ball punched out. That catch, you throw him that ball 10 times, he gonna catch 9 of them. And he dropped that damn one. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Just looking at the whole thing with Lamar Jackson. Not even whether it's his fault or not. You said this best, and most people said the one position that always gets blamed for most time when your offense struggles is your quarterback. So Lamar Jackson gonna take that blame. At the end of the day, when I did the short and I saw the thumbnail, the picture on the internet on X, it says, "Will Lamar Jackson win a Super Bowl?" I'm like, damn, will he win a Super Bowl? Then I said, stop. I got something better than that. I got something better. The hell with winning the Super Bowl. Will he get to the Super Bowl? He hadn't even got there yet. So we skipped. Can he get out of the AFC to make it? Because he hasn't done it yet. He hadn't even gotten to the Super Bowl. So I think the question has been asked by a lot of people, and one that I ran with as soon as I saw the pic, like, can Lamar Jackson win a Super Bowl? And I said, Big Game, you published that shit too quick, homeboy. He ain't even made it to the Super Bowl yet. And I said this to you before, Jay, when we talked. I said he's going to be compared to the likes of Jim Kelly and other quarterbacks that have made it to the Super Bowl and didn't win. Then I saw the thought. I was like, I can't even mention him and Jim Kelly in the same sentence. Kelly went to 4 straight. He did the tough part. He got him there. And the Bills came up short, but it's just like, yo. Now the other question is, we said, does this damage or hurt Lamar Jackson's legacy? And you can't keep winning MVPs every season and not get your team to the Super Bowl. Point blank, period.
Gotta get there first.
He's got to get there.
That's a great point. That's a great point because what we see is, hey, he's 2 MVPs, great talent, but like you said, he's never been
ever.
Like Josh Allen has never been. He's never been.
Let's go, Josh Allen. Let's go. Oh, we ain't got that down yet. My bad.
We haven't yet, but we're about to get there. But he hasn't been. So now it's, where do you really put Lamar? What does he really deserve to be in those elite, great conversations? And now it's, hurting legacy. If you're saying, okay, well, you especially at the quarterback position with the receiver, you don't have to go to a Super Bowl to go to the Hall of Fame. We've seen that. You don't have to be a running back that has ran or has played for over 7 seasons to go to the Hall of Fame. But a quarterback that's never been to a Super Bowl.
I see what you're saying, Jay, but I still think that's hard to judge up on, because then that means, like in the debate we always have, we always hear people talk about, Eli Manning got 2 of them. That don't mean he deserves a yellow jacket.
Why not?
Dad, he's not, man. No, he's not Peyton or Dad or nothing else. He was a decent pro quarterback. He wasn't a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He beat the unbeaten Patriots at the time.
He helped lead them, but did we know that that Giants defense was straight handing the boys were the reason they really won that game?
I give you that, but what did we just say, gang? The quarterback gets the praise, and he also gets the punishment, right? He gets all the vitriol. He gets all of it. So hey, we know Trent Dilfer's not going to go. Okay,
damn,
fine.
That's where we went.
He has a Super Bowl.
I know this. I do know this.
So, but is Trent Dilfer Eli Manning? Who's better?
Oh shit, man! Really? That's what
Eli. Eli is better.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean he deserves a damn gold jacket.
So here's the thing, though. You got to look at it from eras, right? At least I think that's really how you really kind of break it down. So in that era, who else is there?
Tom.
Okay, Tom's going in. He's automatic.
Right. Big Ben.
Who else?
Will he go in?
Okay. Big Ben goes in.
Aaron Rodgers.
So Eli will go in before Aaron because of the time out of the game. So around the time
because Aaron Rodgers still playing,
Yeah. So we're talking about the time that Eli finished playing. Who else will go in when his time is up?
I don't know, man. Good question.
Fourth down.
I don't think you have to have a quarterback. Fuck all that, man. That's all good.
I'm sorry. He is the Tom McGrady. He's a Tim McGrady.
Who? Tim McGrady.
What's his name? McGrady.
Tracy McGrady?
Tracy, yeah. I know it's a T. T-Mac. He's a T-Mac of NFL. Except you over there pouring
that crown again, bro.
Man, you know how we do. You know how we do. But actually, T-Mac never even went to the championship. Was that Eli was never the best QB at any point, no MVPs, very few Pro Bowls. That's fine.
Aaron.
Guess what? Of his time, Aaron, who else you got? Who else
it's not like you have to go like, hey, you know what? we've got to have a Hall of Fame quarterback from this era in time. You just skip that shit. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But again, the question is the players of that time, the players that are up for this, you know this, the players that are up for Hall of Fame at that time, who do you put in?
I need to go listen research because that ain't it. I mean, I'm not just gonna sit there and say you put him in just because I'm not ready to talk about the list or whatever else. That's gonna be a down next week. It definitely will be a down next week.
Let's do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do that.
I'm not just putting Eli, man. No disrespect to the Manning family. Eli's a good dude. I met him a couple times when I played with his brother.
2 Super Bowls as a starter. He's in, bruh. Thank you, Sherm.
Trent Dilfer got a Super Bowl as a starter. Sherm, he not. Come on, bro. We just said that.
1 Super Bowl. 1. And on top of that, if we looked at his stats, I think Peyton maybe had better stats in his last Super Bowl. And I think Peyton had like 123 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yeah, well, we knew that was big head Peyton. He wasn't really doing shit the last year in Denver. We know that.
Aaron, you need to stop with this Phillip Rivers now. Now, I give you Big Ben, but this Phillip Rivers,
nah. Yeah, well, why not? I feel you, Aaron. Why not? If you gonna put Eli in.
See, this is the same stuff that I hear here.
Soon you gonna tell me Dak Prescott's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
See, wait, I'm not. Let's pull back. The one before him,
Tony Romo.
Dude, if I
you about to make me skip a whole down.
Hey, no, hold on. If I hear that again, I'm ready to punch somebody in the face like their last name is Day and their first name is Coach. I'm telling you, stop it.
Oh Lord Jesus, I can't.
Yeah, defense got Bucks that bowl big game. Yes, they did. We all know that.
Sure. Trent Dilfer wasn't the quarterback of the Buccaneers when they won that. Trent Dilfer won his Super Bowl in Baltimore with the Ravens when they beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. That's when Trent Dilfer got his. Brad Johnson was the quarterback of the Buccaneers when they got theirs.
Yes.
And yes, we know it was a defense because my man Dexter Jackson had to pick 6 to handle that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to this 4th down, man, because J-Stogs, but at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson is going to have to reach a Super Bowl or his career is not going to be what everyone thought it should be. That doesn't diminish the fact that he'll wear a gold jacket one day. It doesn't diminish the fact that he has 2 league MVPs and might get a 3rd. But he has got to win the big game. Period.
Do you think it's time for him to move on from Baltimore?
Who the hell asked you that? You asking me that?
I'm just asking.
And do what? Asking. You okay? Look how many teams out there we talk about need a quarterback and how bad the quarterback position is. Yeah. You gonna just give away one that can win for you?
I'm not saying you give it away.
Shit, you don't trade it away either, because you might get rid of Lamar and go get a Trey Lance. You better be careful.
You might.
Your ass.
He does have to win the Super Bowl, and you know what's sad is that he has to win the Super Bowl. Well, that's a good question. Does he have to win the Super Bowl to get into the Hall?
I'm not even going to answer that question yet. Sharm already told you. He has to get to a Super Bowl before I can say he has to win a Super Bowl.
If he gets to a Super Bowl, does he go into the Hall?
Yes.
Okay.
He goes into the Hall. He goes into the Hall with or without a Super Bowl appearance or victory. I think. You can't be. I can't think of another quarterback that's a 2-time league MVP. So you tell me every quarterback that's in the NFL Hall of Fame has won a championship?
I can't think of any that hasn't.
All right, well,
I'll do some research.
Yeah, buff nerd, get your ass in the books.
And I'll say like this: of recent memory, like Dan Fouts, maybe is the last one, but he went.
It's got to be a few after that. We got.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I can't think of any. Okay,
I mean, 4th down.
4th down. Playoffs. Yes. Let's make this real quick. In the NFC, I want both of them to lose.
No, what we not
Hate
going
both teams.
what we not gonna do is have your ass discredit these guys
Yeah, Dan
matching
Marino.
up with one another,
Yeah,
right?
Dan Marino's in. I give you that. Yeah, I know. I gotta pick one of them.
Pick the Commanders. You hate Philly more.
You're correct. See, I don't even have to say that, and you know this.
I know this.
I hate Filthy the most. The most. So yeah, I would want the commies to, and listen, it was someone on this podcast, I'm not gonna say who said, watch out for the commies. They're serious. They may do some things. They're gonna surprise some people. This guy.
Hold on.
It was this guy.
I'm the one who said Detroit better watch out.
I said at the beginning of the season, I picked Detroit to win. I picked Detroit to win.
I'm sorry.
But at the beginning of the season, I said watch out for them. I can admit when I'm right. And I can admit when you're right.
It's not admitting when you're right. You like to brag when you're right. That's a difference.
It's not bragging.
I told you so.
No.
It's not bragging.
I mean, it's not bragging when you're right.
If I find the right button to play for your ass right now. Damn you.
No, I think it's gonna be a good game. Here's a stat that I did not know. Apparently Jalen Hurts is 4-0 at home in the playoffs, but he is 0-3 in neutral or away games. So you can take that how you want to. Yeah, Tony, sadly, I don't know, man. Sadly, yeah, for sure. We called that upset alert last week. Okay, Aaron. Yeah. You did.
Looking at this game, J-Stogs,
Philly better be careful.
That's a good stat. And I believe, wow, Sherm, I just believe,
yes,
I honestly do, that Saquon Barkley is going to have a hell of a game for the Eagles to win this game. I, for some reason, just do not trust or believe in Jalen Hurts. I just don't.
No.
And they said he got banged up and his ankles hurt. Philly's defense is very good, but they do have a couple of injuries on that defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It is going to be interesting. Jaden Daniels is playing awesome. He's made a believer out of me. He does things well. They keep things simple. He's got Terry McLaurin looking like, yeah, finally all I ever needed was a quarterback, and they're doing that. It's hard to pick against the Eagles at home in the playoffs this weather, and they have the running back they have and have the weapons they have. But I'm going to say upset alert right here. I'm not calling straight upset, but upset alert. Be ready for the Commanders. Now, if you ask me, the public in Vegas don't want to see Jay Daniels and the Commanders in the Super Bowl because it's not going to make for good ratings. I believe that it's going to have to be the Eagles versus either one of the other teams that make it. It's going to make for better ratings. So take that for what it's worth.
Look, and Grandizer Commanders got an easy path to in the playoffs. No. Bucks could have won the game.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say that. Lions.
Shit, Bucks only lost by 3 to Washington. And the Bucks beat Detroit by 2 touchdowns early in the season. So yeah,
but I'm not going to say
definitely could have won that game.
But I'm not going to say it's an easy. So I'm not saying it's an easy path. I think they had a hard path because I think the Bucks are a good team. Despite their record, they were a good team. They had a lot of things cooking and going.
Man,
then you have Detroit. I'm not if you would just take those Buccaneer glasses off, you would see I'm telling the truth. Take the pewter glasses off, my brother. Just take them off. You would see I'm telling the truth. But
I got on the pewter spectacles. Oh
pewters, I'm just saying. The Lions, yes, they had big defensive issues, but they were still rolling and able to do things. Jane Daniels has proven, and Quinn has proven, that they are able to do some pretty miraculous things. And yes, McLaurin is finally saying, hey, look what I got. You got a running game over there as well with Daniels that, you don't know who's doing what, right? So yeah, I really like what the Commanders have done. Now, here's my knock on Quinn that's always been there. Can he adjust when he needs to? That's been his knock. Can he adjust when he needs to? Because he didn't do it in Atlanta against the Patriots. He didn't do it when he was here against Green Bay. Will he be able to do it in Philly when he needs to?
I don't even know if it was adjustments. It was just like they got punched in the mouth the whole time.
Then you got to adjust. Like, he didn't do it. Like, he was punched in the mouth early in Dallas. And then when he was in Atlanta, it was like, see, you would say fire the cannons. You would.
What happened? I did. Who did that? I'm not in charge of the chat.
Your voice. Let me tell y'all something. When Game's voice goes like that, what happened? Just understand, you already know doing something wrong. I agree. Eagles about to give Commanders their first real test. Yes,
that is true. That is true because I know the people, Dan Campbell and the people of Detroit did a good job of not making excuses about the injuries. But when you got that many people out and you had people get hurt once the game started, it's hard to win a game of that magnitude against a good offense, a good young offense. So we'll see.
Yeah. And the Lions fans, they were, man, I'm telling you, that pregame was so funny. It's like, we're actually going to the Super Bowl. We actually have a chance. Like, no. Hold fast.
Can I tell you why the Lions lost?
Yeah, but let me read this real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't believe this. Nah, the hard path would have been if they faced the Rams. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think the league has an answer for Jaden Daniels yet. And I don't think the Rams, as good as their defense is. But did you see how bad Stat Pafford was? Did you see how bad he was?
Did you see the weather? Did you see the weather?
Oh my gosh. He would have to play in Washington. This would have been the same thing.
All right, bro. I just asked a question. You don't think that weather had anything to do with it?
No.
All right, homie. It is what it is, homeboy. I ain't but that
shit. Can they contain Barkley? That's a great question. My answer is probably not.
That dude
probably not.
That dude there is unreal, man.
Man, look.
New York.
Hey, Drew about to say what I was just about to say.
New York letting him go. You know what that made me say, Jay?
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
That's right. This is the part of the podcast where people say and do things in sports and otherwise that make us say, oh, hell no. Like me saying, hey, you know what? They would have had to go to Washington, but really? Nah. Wash would have had to play in L.A. because L.A. won the NFC West. Wash was the wild card. Thanks, Grandizer. Thanks a lot. Back to you, gang.
Way to correct the buff nerd, Grandizer. I love it when he gets corrected. Anyway, oh hell no. One that dude, I'm all about you doing what you want to do in life and finding a job that's right for you and taking advantage of opportunities. But just yesterday, it was announced that the Buccaneers were going to be able to retain offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, that he agreed to a 2-year extension with the Buccaneers. Come today, 24 hours later, Liam Cohen was a no-call, no-show. Wouldn't pick up Jason Light's phone calls, Todd Bowles' phone calls, and did not report to One Buck Plays today. The reason that he did not return calls in Tampa or go to work today is he reopened his availability and re-interviewed with the Jacksonville Jaguars after owner Shar Khan fired their GM they have. So now that the GM job is open, Liam Cohen is now open also to go re-interview. This is my thing. If you know that you still want to keep the door open for the opportunity to interview, just don't agree on the extension with the Buccaneers. Or here's something. Be a man. Answer the phone and tell them what the hell you got going on. Go take your interview. Now, if you don't get the job, don't bring your monkey ass back talking about you want to stay in Coach Baker if you done tried to backdoor everybody to go get this goddamn job in Jacksonville. Liam Cohen, drop your nuts. Handle things like a man. Don't be a punk about it. Oh, hell no.
Wow. That was personal.
It was very personal. It came from my chest. And not just
You
that.
did.
On Games People Perspective, I just dropped a little gem about that mother lover coming back, and then he pulled this bullshit.
Okay. There you go.
Sorry, kids.
No.
Those are the thoughts of James, of Big Game James. Do not hold anybody else. Shut up. Turn that shit off if you don't like cussing.
Listen, mine hits home too. I'm tired. What am I tired of? I got a call tonight from my pops, my mentor, my guy. And he says, I need you to help me make sense of this coaching thing around here. I said, Pops, I really can't. I said, I haven't heard anything. I've talked to some people. I've tried to read the tea leaves, and the reality is no one really knows. There are calls, there are texts, there are emails, but no one really knows. No one knows. I'm tired. So here's the thing. I'm out. He's going to hire whoever he wants to. This is going to be his last coach. He will eventually ascend or descend, whichever way he's going on to the ladder.
The upper room.
For Jerry, can't buy your way in, bro.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is this. I'm tired. You called Dion. Everyone knew you weren't going to hire Dion. Why are you going to call him? Don't call him. Don't call him. Right? All these other coaches are being hired, but you're not doing anything. This is typical. I'm tired. Oh, hell no. Just get out the way. I'm really tired of it. I'm done.
And they said the other Shanahan brothers after the second interview is really close to being named. Can he have success?
No. No. He
Not
can't.
at all?
None. No. You got a 30-year-old quarterback who can't stay healthy now, who is taking up like 40%, of your cap or more. What do you expect?
Do you get Dak to renegotiate his contract? Do you get him to restructure?
Going to. He's already said he's not, and he's shown you that he's not.
I wouldn't either, but I'm just asking, man.
Yeah, we can ask, but we've already paid him 60. He's owed another 60 over the next 3 years, right? So 60. No, he's not. No, he's the richest player in the league per year. Nah. Oh, hell. Get out of here.
Oh, hell no. All right, man. You know what it's time for then.
Let's go. Boom.
It's time for the top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Big Game Sports Bros. Top 5.
That's right. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some even punk out and have a top 10, but not here on Big Game Sports Buzz. No. Top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. This week's top 5. Hey, off the rip. Let's see what you got. Top 5 sports logos. All the logos. All the leagues. Let's see what you got.
Man, Jay, this is a tough one, but a
Yes,
cool
sir.
one at the same time, because I believe you damn near can do this in variations because you can go all the different leagues, like you said. But first and foremost, man, I'm gonna pull the J-Stogs. There's no particular order. These are just logos that I've seen over the time and that I kind of just taken a liking to. One of the first ones, man, believe it or not, Nashville Predators. Just that old saber-tooth looking look with the big teeth coming out. I like that logo for some reason. I just think it's real cool. I think this is what I do when I look at logos sometimes. I look at other sports logos and see how they would transition to being on a football helmet.
Okay.
That shit would look awesome on a football helmet, bro.
Okay.
Honestly, I really think it would. Here's one that I think it's an iconic logo. It's an NFL logo. And I think it's something about it. This is not my team at all, but it's something about this logo. The Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know. It's something about that old Al Davis mentality, win, baby, win, the sayings, the things you see, just that shield with that face and the swords going through the helmet. The Raiders. My next one, I'm going to switch over to MLB. You talked about how ugly Major League Baseball logos were. But a logo that I always thought was smooth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just answering. Yes, if it was active teams or defunct teams.
Oh, defunct teams would have worked too. But
sorry, go ahead.
The Atlanta Braves, man. That tomahawk coming off the S in Braves is awesome. But I take it even further back than that. The one that I really love that they had to stop using. The face of the Brave. They had the mohawk and the feathers coming off the face. Dude, that was a savage. Excuse me, maybe that's not the right word to use. That was an awesome logo. So I love the Braves logo.
Okay.
Next. Don't hate me. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When they went from Buccaneer Bruce to the red flag with the pirate on it. It's cold-blooded, bro. Cold-blooded.
They should have kept Buccaneer Bruce.
Yeah, but that creamsicle got a little feminine until it became
whatever. Creamsicle was awesome, man.
All right. Shut up.
Y'all messed up.
List.
Y'all messed
All right.
up. You're right.
Anyway, last but not least, University of Nevada. The Wolfie mascot. The wolf with the top hat on it. Why you make that face, bro? Because I homered it up on you a little bit?
Boy, did you.
Don't hate me. Don't hate me, man. Hey, man, Buccaneer Bruce, man. Shout out to you. I like when we wear the throwbacks, but whatever. All right, man. That's it right there for me, bro. That's my list. And
that's good, man. I mean, that's your list. Hey, let me go ahead and put out the star. We already know I'm going to say it. There's nothing more iconic than the star.
Let me call T.O. real quick.
Call him. Call him. Call them all. That's
San Francisco T.O.
Actually, look, I'll tell you what, though. Dallas Cowboys have actually had some pretty nice logos over the years. But I do like the star. It's iconic. I agree with you. The Raiders, that was actually first on my list. I don't do 1 through 5, but Raiders is just, it's silver and black. I love it. It's absolutely one of the best. New Jersey Devils.
That is savage, bro. That the way the end comes up in that devil tail. Yes, sir.
That's an awesome logo. That is an awesome logo. And here's the thing. Hockey has some of the best logos because my next one are the Anaheim Ducks. I love that logo. Especially takes
which one? The hockey fans that looks like a duck bill? Or okay.
Yeah. And they've actually kept that one for a while, ever since the movie came out with the Mighty Ducks, and they changed over to that one. Man, hey, look, that's the one. And oddly enough, I like the Vegas Golden Knights.
It's not a bad logo. This is not a bad logo.
It's black, it's gold with the helmet.
You know what you want to say, Jay? I honestly did because I knew you like hockey.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the Hartford Whalers out there.
The Whalers are okay, but you know what? They remind me of the Seattle Seahawks sometimes, especially with the green and the blue.
Okay, I feel the only reason I said that, the way the H turned into the whale tail at the top of it.
Yeah,
I thought
that's pretty tight.
Now, I know we're done. I'm not doing honorable mentions, but hockey.
Here we go.
No. I think hockey's got some of the dopest logos in all the sports.
I agree.
I really
I
think hockey
agree.
has some of the dopest logos in all the sports. And
I agree.
One of the first jerseys I saw in this, shout out to my man Jack Verville, because he was one of the people who told me who this I didn't even know who the team was. I saw the National Lampoon's movie, and they had the Chicago Blackhawks jersey on.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yo, that jersey is up. What jersey? What is that?
Yes.
My boy was like, yo, man, that's the Chicago Blackhawks. I was like, what the hell is a
Yes.
Chicago Blackhawks hockey team? I was like, man, I want a hockey jersey. So I really wanted a Blackhawks hockey jersey back in the day because I thought that logo was cool. So
No,
I don't know if
and
it's because I grew up around Indian logos, but that's what I did. I thought the Blackhawks.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. That's probably, and oddly enough, they're one of the only Native Americans logos that are still featured on any sports logo. A lot of them had to be changed, but they're one of the few ones. Grandize, let's look at your quick list. San Jose Sharks. Okay, all right. Minnesota Timberwolves with the wolf. Toronto Blue Jays. It's a bird. The old Miami Dolphins. Come on, man. Arizona State University Sun Devils. With
the one with Sparky on it is cold blooded.
On it?
It's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel you, Grandize, on that one.
All right. I mean, that's not too bad. I'm not a hater. I just don't like it.
I'm
all right. Nah, hey, great list, Grandize. Again, hit us up in the comments with your favorite logos. We'd love to see those. See what you think. Hey, I am J-Stogs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you hit the like button to subscribe, of course, to the channel BGSE Network, Big Game Sports and Entertainment. Check out our other podcasts on the network. And, of course, check out my man, Big Game James, on Pewter Perspective. I'm going to hit you up with our latest on the Buff Nerd podcast. Hey, let's go. Game.
I got an echo in my feedback on you, man. It messed me up for a second. Sorry about that. Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, there is a new channel on YouTube. It's called Games Pewter Perspective. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow that as well. I will be kicking all my Buccaneers content over to that channel there. And until next week, for the Buff Nerd J-Stogs, I'm your boy, Big Game James, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Peace.
And yeah, we're going to review that Senior Bowl.
Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah.